All of you, good morning to all, one and all. So, uh, so this is our 10th day. Lecture 10. So, I welcome you our lecture series electric power quality. Okay. So, in the beginning itself, we are discussing nothing but in the last 10 classes or 9 classes we are discussing what are the power quality issues, how to resolve the power quality problems, and how that power quality problems will produces in the system. Then what are the then how much time those are present in the system, then how those power quality problems will affect our power quality, nothing but the our power electronic devices and all other devices. Okay, so before going to today's session, so yesterday we are discussing some points about the voltage sags and interruptions as well as the swell. So we already discussed the some estimations of the voltage sags as well as how to remove that voltage sags. We have ferro resonance transformers as well as some active filters as nothing but the some power electronic basis circuits as well as online UPSs, hybrid UPSs, okay, standby UPSs, all the devices we are using to avoid the or nothing but the minimize the, remember, minimize or mitigate the voltage sags that present in the system. Okay, so today class we are going to discuss a small events that occur in the power systems. Those are the transients. Those are the transients. You see this, those are the transients over voltages. You see this transients over voltages. Okay, you know that how the transients are produced in the system. So before going to that, so the transients you may divide into the two categories. What are those two categories? Impulsive transients, and second one is the oscillatory. Second one is oscillatory. So one is the impulsive transient and another one is the oscillatory transient. Okay, how the impulse transients is produced in the system, you know that very well. You know that very well because at the beginning onwards we are repeatedly says that we have different types of problems: transients, short duration power voltages, or short duration power quality problems, long duration power quality problems, as well as voltage unbalances, all other things. We are already discussed all these things, but in depth you can see this again, once again, how these impulsive transients are produced in the system, how these oscillatory transients are produced in the system, how these impulsive transients are produced in the system because of the lightning, how these oscillatory transients are produced in the system because of the capacitor switchings, because of the capacitor switching. Okay, now we are going to see how these impulsive transients are produced in the system in depth, as well as how these oscillatory transients are produced in the system, how much it will damage our customer equipments or industrial equipments, how to minimize these impulsive transients as well as the oscillatory transients. Okay, so now coming to the this one. Now see, coming to this one. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Coming in this one. So sources of transient over voltages. Sources of transient over voltages. Okay. What are the sources? As I said, one of the sources capacitor switching. One of the sources capacitor switching. It leads to the oscillatory transients. Okay, then next one is the lightning. This leads to the impulsive transients. Impulsive transients. Okay, so then at the same time, switching phenomena with the end user facilities will also leads the oscillated transients. Parallel trend divergence generates the transients that also leads to the oscillated transients. These are the some sources of transients or voltages in the system. This is capacitor switching, a lightning, as well as the some switching phenomena with end user facility. Switching phenomena maybe of you know that maybe of capacitor banks or something about some power storage devices or energy storage devices. When you have the devices, power storage devices. Then apparel trunk devices, apparel trunk devices. So nothing but maybe have some inverters and converters and all other devices. That may also leads to the production of the transients in the power system. Okay. Then first one, C, capacitor switching. Capacitor switching. Okay. Why this capacitor are used in the power systems? Why this capacitor switching? It capacitor switching generally we are using in power system to improve the power factor, or to correct the power factor. The reason for capacitor banks we are using the power system to improve the power factor in substations. At the same time, these capacitor banks we are also used in industrial purpose also to back up the power, or in household purposes also to back up the power. You see this in the substation we are using for power factor improvement purpose. Is nothing but it will done by the some distribution as well as the transmission agencies. But this industrial is nothing but like our colleges or some industries, automation industries, all other industries. We'll use it for the backup for the powers as well as some household purpose. In our houses, we also are using some capacitor banks, some batteries, similarly some batteries. Okay, you now you can see this how this capacitor bank will affect the or will produce as the transients are some over voltages. Remember, over voltages, transient over voltages is nothing but some transient over voltages in the system. So these transient over voltages are nothing but a is like a some swells in the system. What is swell? The more than that voltage level is looking like, more than that voltage level as swells in the system is like. I'm not saying that an exact line swell is more than that voltage level. Is this transient over voltages is also similar to the swells in this case. Swells are transient over voltages. There is small difference between those two. Transient over voltages. Okay. Then what is the swells and transient over voltages? This range is in the between 1.1 pu to the nearly of 1.8 to or 1.9 pu. But this transient over voltages is again category into the two types. Okay, this voltage range is in the magnitude from 1.3 pu to the 4 pu. This is one. So 1.2, 1.4 pu. Then another one is the 2 to the 4 pu, nearly a 4 pu. So per unit value, nothing but two times that voltage. If we for suppose we have one per unit is 100 volts, two per unit is 200 volts. For suppose. Okay, all the things, but you can see this similar waveform. Some waveform is also different as of the transients. The transients voltages is like, you may not say that swells voltage is also similar like this. No, you see this, that the difference between that magnitude as well as time that present in the power system. Okay, the magnitude value that appears in the power system will indicate the difference between the voltage sags, swells, and all other things. I repeatedly say that. Just okay. All of you visiting my screen. Okay, thank you. Hello. Sorry for the delay due to some power failure.
Sir, okay, sir.
Yes, okay. Okay, my screen is visible. All of you. Yes. Yes, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, then. Okay, then we move further. You know that you understand what are the difference between this voltage swells as well as transients. So in the last sessions, I mean, you see the difference between the voltage sags and as well as interruptions. This is the voltage sag. Okay. So this you can also call it as sometimes. You can also call it as the in sometimes. We can also call it as the or an interruption here interruption, but it is also look like they lower the voltages. This is also look like the lower the voltage levels, under voltages. It is also the under voltages. But what is the difference between these two, this one and this one and two? This is interruption, this is sag. What is the difference? The difference is the magnitude. Okay, the difference is the magnitude. This magnitude less than 10% or less than 0.1 pu or 0.1 pu. Here the magnitude is greater than 10% to the 90%, or you can see in per unit 1.1 pu to the 1.9 pu. Sorry, 0.9 pu. Sorry, here I mistaken that. That is 0.1 pu to the 0.9 pu. Similarly, the transients also like this. You can that is as swell or transient. The difference is the magnitudes. The difference is the magnitudes and the nature that present in the power system, or the time that present in the power system. Remember, you can also call these as the under voltages. You can also call these as the over voltages. These are the under voltages. These are the over voltages. When you say under and over, that depends on the time. When you say sag and interruption, that depends on the magnitudes as well as the time. Okay, remember all those things. There is a slight difference between. But when you see the graphs, it is looking like a sag, or it is looking like similar to the swell, or it is looking like similar to the interruption. All the graphs are looking same. But when you observe that, how much magnitude it is present in the system, nothing but fault magnitude, as well as how much time that that is available in the system. All other things you can consider, all other things. Okay, now see this capacitor switching, and go to the capacitor switching. You know that why this capacitor switching is in. So there are various reasons for using this capacitor switching, capacitor banks. So whenever you have the capacitor banks, we are using the capacitor switching. Nothing but the on and switching means here on and off. Switching means here on and off. So why you are using this capacitor switching? So to improve the power factor in substation side. Okay. So in a household purpose also we are using the switch on the capacitor banks for continuing the or maintaining the power, okay, without interruption. Okay, in industrial side also they are maintaining the continuation of the power. So what are the advantages of using this capacitor switches? What are the advantages of using? These are very economical. Nowadays, most of the households are using these capacitors. You know that in our India, they are supplying continuous power without any interruptions. So we are no need of the capacitor banks. When you reduce the capacitor banks, so when you the quality of the power is also increased because of when you reduces the transients, that is increases in the system. But so so the power, I mean in India, so nowadays we are using the are they are supplying 24 hours power. So no problem at all. So when they supply 24 hours power, we are unable to or we are not switch on the capacitor banks. We are not switch on the capacitor bank means here. So the transients that injected in the system is also the reduces. So nothing but the quality of the power is increases. Okay, the quality of the power is increases. Okay, then next one you have to see next one. So one aspect is economic point of view. One thing is economic point of view. Then what is the second one? What is the second one? Less maintenance cost. You know that we have nowadays we have the maintenance free batteries also there. Maintenance free. So 2 to 3 years we are not at all maintaining the batteries. The battery cost are reduces. Nowadays we are seeing the Tesla cars are like that. Some battery operated cars are EV cars are nothing but so electric cars. Then at the same time trouble free. So it can be easily installed. Once you can install and you can put it in somewhere. So they are not troubling at all. It's nothing but they are not noisy or they are not generating any uh, problems while we are maintaining. Okay. So those are the some issues. Nothing but the advantage of using the capacitor switching. So some drawbacks is also there. The drawbacks is also there. Some drawbacks is also there. Okay, so it can generate the what are the drawbacks here? It can generate the oscillatory transients, or it can put the some transients into the power system. Okay, that is the one of the drawback. Then what is the second drawback here? Some capacitors will always charging or energized is always taking power from the supply and energized. What will happen on that cases? So you lost the some power as nothing but the so the utilization of power is increases. It can also causes the so ASDs adjustable speed drive strips ASD strips because of the transients. Then it can also causes the then fourth one malfunction of other electronic devices is nothing but the SCRs, IGBTs. Okay, SCRs, IGBTs as well as MOSFETs, some thyristors, etc. So malfunction of the electronically load equipments. And that electronically equipments we are using the SCRs, IGBTs, MOSFET as well as the thyristors. As I said, this is our pure voltage. When you supply the voltage is like this, what will happen? The characteristics of the thyristor changes or IGBT or any power electronic device changes. The output of the any power electronic circuit is changes. You know that, okay? Then blinkings. Then blinking is also causes the some blinking in the lights. So these are the some drawbacks. The main drawback is the oscillator transients. Then the second one is the then another one important one is the adjustable speed drive dips as well as the some malfunction of other some malfunction of other electronically operated equipments, and then next one is the blinking. The most important things are the oscillator transients And the next one is the malfunction of the electrical operated circuits. Those are the most important, as well as the next category is the adjustable spill wells. Okay, then come to the next one, capacitor switching. See this next, capacitor switching. Okay, now see this. Yes, please unmute yourself. So this is the source. Now see the single line diagram of the capacitor switching. You see this when you remember this carefully. This is the source. This is some inductance or inductive reactance. This is the some transformer. Okay, this is the feeder. Nothing but we can call it as the impedance. What is impedance? R plus J XL. Impedance. This is the switch. This is the switch. This is the capacitor bank. This is the switched capacitor, nothing but the capacitor bank. Capacitor bank. This is the capacitor bank. So this capacitor bank you are assuming here, this capacitor bank is used to improve the power factor in the system. Okay. Then next we'll see this. Yes, we see this. Then switch. This is the on and off 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 switch. Okay. Now see this switch. So this is the some source. This is some transformer. This is the fader impedance. We can call it as Z, R plus J XL. So each and every term it has some meaning. Remember why these are drawing Z and as well as some source and switch. There are some reasons. Now we can assume this. We can assume this. This capacitor bank is used in the substation to improve the power factor. We can assume this first one. Okay, you can assume this. Okay. Now see this. When the capacitor is switching on, at some instance, you know that how the transients are produced because of the R and LC, RL load or RLC load, RL load or RLC load or capacitive loads. These are the causes for producing this some transients. Some transients instances are producing because of the on and off of those loads. Remember this transients. Remember the transients. You already studied this entire characteristics in the network analysis or electric circuit analysis. What it means, once again you can see this. These transients are produced, are injected into the power system because of the switching events. So in the power system, switching events in the sense here, you can on and off of the, okay, on and off of the switch. You can on the switch. Okay, what will happen in the power system? What will happen in the circuit, or what will happen in the load side? So when you off of that switch, what will happen? A switch means here when you connect the capacitor or load or nothing but the R, L, or C. Here you can consider the C, nothing but capacitor. When you switch on the capacitor, then what is the impact of this capacitor switching in this feeder? Okay, when you off that, what is the impact of that capacitor? Okay, now see this. Now see this capacitors switching. So as you assume that these capacitors we are using for power factor improvement purposes. So for suppose when this capacitor switch on, Now see, one thing you can remember, when you are consider any capacitor switching bank, this voltage is matches the fader voltages. At the same time, the switch contacts is also designed for or is also protective or is also designed for protecting these voltage levels. When a switch on, for suppose there is a melt in the one of the contact, what will happen? There is no use. So when considering this switch, so the switch also withstand the voltage levels, the levels of the field as well as capacitor. When you on the capacitor, that capacitor voltages must be equivalent to the feeder voltages. Remember, on that time also it can inject the some voltages, some currents in the into the system. Otherwise, it can draws the some current into the systems. Okay, so when that capacitor is switch on, you know that there is it can oppose the sudden changes. That event, what will happen here? That event at very minute event. Remember, these you can once again can recollect all the things. And this is a switch. You can recollect all the things. This is the switch. This is the capacitor we are using. This is when the capacitor is on. What will happen? It can opposes the sudden changes. On that time, nothing but on that time, what will happen on that particular instant? Nothing but in nanoseconds of that time, or microseconds of the time. What will happen? The voltage is nearly is equal to the zero. On that time also will leads to the interruption in the power or nothing but voltages. It leads to the, but it will not come to the zero. Now see this. Now see this. See this graph. All of you see this graph. My pointer. All of you. This is the 1 pu value. For suppose all of you see this. My pointer on the graph. On the graph. See this. When they see these dotted lines, after the dotted line, then this is the on instant. This is the on instant. On of the capacitor. So when you arm the capacitor, what will happen here? That doesn't accept the sudden changes, so it will fall to the some zero level. But you can observe that why can't it is zero? Why can't it is zero? As you know that at the instant the voltage is zero, but why can't it is not going to the zero here? Why it is not zero? Because of this fader impedance. Because of that fader impedance. At that instant, at that instant, at that instant, at that instant, after this is the first one, first case. This is the second one. You know that very well. This is second one. Then what will happen in second one? Some plus one time. Or what will happen? Plus one time. What will happen? So the voltage level is matches with the, what will happen? The capacitor is trying to inject the voltages into the system. Here, this is. Here, this is. You can observe this. My pointer, observe this. Here. You can observe this here. So on that sudden changes, what will happen? The voltage levels in the power system is increases. When the capacitor is on, is increases. So it can inject the, now see here, it can inject the voltages is here like this. Injecting on and off, injecting like this. At that instant, or nothing but at that on time. This is on time. Remember, all this is the on time, because it will matches the, it will inject the some voltages into the system is like this. But this will also will affect the power quality issue. This will also will affect the power quality issue. Okay. Once again, see this graph. sorry. Okay, so this is the source. Sorry, source. This is R plus JXL. This is capacitor. Switch on and off. This is capacitor. You understand? So this is the instance will happen in the system. So this one. After some time, what will happen? After some time, it reaches to the normal level. But this is the, you can call it as a transient, an oscillatory transient, an oscillatory transient. Because of the this waveform is or this shape is present because of the capacitor. So that's why we can characterize into the oscillatory transient. And what is the magnitude of this one? A 1.3 per unit to 1.4 per unit. Remember, what is the magnitude of this this one? A 1.3 per unit to the nearly 1.4 per unit value. Okay, so you assume these level of voltages is nothing but these voltages. See this. I can draw this here. I can draw this here. These voltages, these transients, this is the transients. This is the normal level, but this is the higher level, these transients. Will injected into the another transformer. Remember, another transformer, a load side transformer. You understand what I'm saying? These capacitors are using the power factor corrections in the substation. So that fader is applied by because of this capacitor on. So that fader is injected by some transients. For the continuation diagram, now see here. This is A. I am drawing some continuation diagram here. A. So this level, remember carefully. These are the transients. You see this. I am drawing here transients. Here, see this. This will injected into the one of the transformer, a load side transformer. These are the some customers. These are the some customers. Some customers. This way. You can assume what will happen. You can assume what will happen. This amount of high voltages. Then what is transformer? You know that primary as well as secondary. So it can. What will happen that? What will happen that? This amount of voltages is also magnifying this level. The number of turns. The number of turns primary to the secondary, or secondary to the primary. So the levels that are magnifying, the levels that are magnifying. Can anyone doubt here? Please ask me. In the sessions, I mean, in the last 10 minutes, we are going to discuss this one. The levels are magnifying. Okay, now see this. This is the some magnification. So fader associated with capacitor even some deep waveform. See this. See this. Some magnifying. I said that is the some magnifying that voltages. These are connected in the substations also. Remember, these are, we are assuming it as a when capacitor is connected in the substation. The substation transformer, what will happen? That substation transformer itself is magnifying the this voltage levels or current levels. When it go to the again the load side transformers, it is also again the magnifying the voltage levels. Here see the substation side. So you can see this magnifying the current level. See this. What is the current level here? Here 1 pu. Nothing but 100 you can consider as a 1. That is 4. Nothing but 400 is nothing but the 4 pu. Nothing but in the gap of 2 to 4 pu. Or 1 to 4 pu. Or 1 to 4 pu. Nothing but 3 pu percentages increases in the current because of this magnifying fader current. Okay. The next one you can see the again magnification of capacitor switching transients in this magnification in some load side capacitor events. When you see this some source substation here whatever you are discussing earlier is this one. Okay, you remember. You can see this magnification. We are see this. All of you see this carefully. See this carefully. Load side capacitor banks we are using. For load side nothing but loads are considered as some households as well as the industry. Some load side capacitor banks we are using. What will happen when the load side capacitor banks are using? Why you are using load side capacitors? To get to maintain the uninterrupted power supply in our households and industry. So what will happen when this load side capacitor banks we are using? Remember this fader, this substation we are using for improving the power factor. Here this load side capacitor banks, most of the cases we are using it for backup. Okay, nothing but continuity of the power. Remember this load side. What will happen? This load side capacitor banks are used in the power system. This will also load side capacitor banks is also injected. Remember, you see the arrow on which direction I am drawing. Injected. Okay, some voltages in the are nothing but some transients in the system. This transients is magnifying this transformer, service transformer, because it depends on the number of turns ratio. It depends on the turns ratio. Okay, primary to the secondary turns ratio. Magnification. Remember this magnification level is entirely depends upon the, remember this levels, this entire levels is depends upon the type of transformer you are used. This is the normal level. Okay, this is the normal level. This magnification of these voltages is entirely depends upon the type of transformer you are using. But the turns ratio of the transformer depends upon the entirely the turns ratio magnification. Usually, how much percentage of this magnification? This is usually 2 to the 4% per unit. 2 to the 4 pu. Nothing but 1 pu is equal to the 100 volts. How much amount of excessive voltage is 2 pu is nothing but 2 pu is equal to the 200 volts. 4 pu is equal to the 400 volts. Now see this. Because of using the load side capacitor, the magnification is nearly of 2 to the, here a substation side the magnification is 1.3 per unit to 1.4 per unit is nothing but, if it is 1 pu is equal to the 100 volts, so 1.3 pu is equal to the 130 volts or 130 volts are currents. Here at the same time we are also assuming it as currents also. 1.4 per unit is equal to 140 volts or current. Here this is also volts or current. Generally you can assume in these cases currents or voltages whatever. Remember when you use the capacitor banks in the fader side, the voltage levels that is injected or the transients that is injected into the feeder, remember into this feeder is nearly 1.3 to 1.4 per unit. Again, when the same capacitor banks we are using the load side, because of this transformer, remember because of this service transformer, the voltage is magnified up to the 2 to the 4 per unit. This is a very huge amount. Remember 1.1 is also, for suppose if that voltage is 100 volts is nothing but 1 pu. If it is 1.1 pu is nothing but 110 volts is the allowable level. Okay, only as I said repeatedly, only plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus 10% is allowable. Okay, plus or minus 10% is allowable in our power system, but the level is 1.3. But see here, 2 per unit. If it is normal voltage is 100 volts, but 2 is 200, 4 is 400. You remember, double the voltage level. In this double the voltage level, the equipments never be protected. The equipments definitely damages. If it is 1.1 pu, so equipments may protect. It's nothing but, as you said, that that we can call it as a minimum voltage right through. Minimum voltage right through. But this level, what is this level? More than 1.1 pu or 2 pu, 4 pu. Or suppose you can assume it as a 13 kV system, 13 kV feeder. You can assume it as a into 4 pu. You can assume it as 4 pu into 4 times this one in kV. Okay, how much that is nearly of above nearly of 52. Okay, okay, nearly of 52 kV. This is 13, this is 52. Or you can assume it as, you can assume how our power system equipments are protected, how this much of voltages, because you can see this level of this much of voltages or transients are injected into the power system because of this secondary capacitors we are using. Nothing but load side capacitors we are using. At substation side, we are using capacitors for power factor improvement that will inject the magnitude levels up to the 1.3 to the 1.4. But this is very dangerous. But entire all over India, see, remember, in India we are using this type of capacitor banks, this type of capacitors. You can assume how much amount of transients we are injected into the system. We are also, as I said at the first, we are also a primary responsible for producing the power quality problems in the power system. As I repeatedly said, a customer is responsible for producing the power quality problems. At the same time, some distribution and transmission system is also producing the some power quality issues. A customer is also responsible for the power quality problems. Okay, now how to reduce this power quality problem, this voltage, sorry, this much of voltage. How to when this much of some 2% to the 4 pu level of voltages is injected into the system, how we can protect our systems from this huge amount of voltage levels or current levels. Okay, we are using the, remember, we are using the, now see this again you can see this some magnifying. So the switching frequencies, you know that this is one switching frequency, natural frequency, switching frequency. Now see this cases frequencies. What we are what we are going to here, we are using the some surge arresters. We are using some surge arresters. We are using some surge arresters. This surge arresters is helpful for clearing this much of voltages. The surge arresters is mainly using for some lighting purposes also. But in capacitor switchings also, this amount of high amount of voltages is also producing in the feeders or power system. So to protect these devices, we are using the some surge arresters one case. And another one, so we are using some, see this graph, see this, observe this graph. So magnification, so this is graph is comes this one. So see this magnification. So now see this graph. So how these voltage levels are reduced here, see this, how these voltage levels are reduced here, see this, how this how we can reduce these voltage levels. First one, you can use the surge arresters, and second one, first one, you can use the surge arrestor, and second one, you can use the, in series with, you can use the some inductor and capacitor, can use it as a series one cases. You can use some harmonic filters. This you can call it as a harmonic filter to reduces this transients, okay, in the power system. Now you can see this arrested duty cycles. You can see this some surge arrestor. You can see this surge arrested duty cycles. Now see this a step down transform 1500 kV. Remember a 1500 kV step down transform. You can remember how much amount of the transients are injected into the system, a primary to the secondary, secondary to the primary. Remember, okay. This see this graph. Observe this graph. There is one drawback in the surge arrestor also. The surge arrestor will only minimize the voltage levels up to 1.7 per unit only. This 0.7 excessive voltage is injected into the system. Again, that is also some problem. The surge arresters, okay, surge arrestor in this case, it can only clear the levels up to the 1.7 per unit value. Nothing but 0.7 voltage, excessive voltage or current is injected into the system. Is nothing but that will damages our power electronic equipments. Okay, so surge arresters is not for 100% solution for clearing the transients. Again, we are using for filters. Filters is also one of the solution for. So this is very much helpful. Filters are minimizing the transients, but there is some problem in this. These are costly, very costly filters. The rating of the power system, nothing but a feeder is increases, the size and cost is also increases. Okay, these are some magnification techniques to reduce the transients in the power system. Okay, next a small time. Okay, then okay, I can close these sessions. So just wait for a second.